Hello friends, I am Ghulam Mustafa from Datalytics Consulting, and today we will learn about the simulation tools and techniques using Microsoft Excel. Before moving to the simulation, let's go through the basic concepts of statistics, the process of statistics, and data collection techniques. What is the statistics? If you see the statistics, there are three major terms. One is data, means you have to collect the data. Then there will be a certain process for statistics. What is the process of it? Means you will collect data, then you will compile the data, and you can say other terms also used for it. Data, you can say data collection, data pre-processing, data refining, data cleaning, etc. Sometimes we call it, you have to design the database. Then you will do certain descriptive or predictive analysis. We also called it business intelligence or business analytics as well. Then you do inference or interpretation of your data. Interpretation can be different, even having said you have the same analysis, and then ultimately you move into the decision making. Now if we see the data collection techniques, there are multiple, even you can say host of data collection techniques in the world, but it would be easier for you if you categorize these data collection into the major categories. If we see the major categories of data collection, there are three major techniques to collect the data. One is, you can say, surveys and questionnaires. This is very hectic and very, you can say, time consuming, or on the other side, very costly activity. You do surveys for different sample types. You choose the sample types, then you pick the questionnaires. On the other side, you observe the audience, etc. This is the one type, and needless to mention that this is very time consuming and costly activity. On the other side, experiments. You do different experiments to get the data. Well, let's say if you want to get the data for any company, any organization, you will do certain experiments. While in today's video we will use the simulation technique, which is very quick and easy. Having said that, your data is normally distributed, and in majority of the times your data is normally distributed, and you do simulation with your data easily. Now let's move into the simulation. If we move into the simulation, Microsoft Excel has very important, and you can say Microsoft Excel has very basic tools from which you can do simulation in single clicks. What is the simulation? Simulation is basically, you can say, the derived value from the data without any experiment or any questionnaires. Let's say this is a small simple, you can say, case study: body temperature of a human, and we want to study about the body temperature at a normal day, sunny day, and at the time of fever, etc. And from data, or you can say past experience, we have read, or we collected the data that average body temperature is 98.5, and at the time of normal day, let's say your body temperature is normal, standard deviation is 1. At the sunny day, when you move outside, or your body temperature slightly increased, the standard deviation is 2. And if any person is feeling the fever, standard deviation would be 3, means there will be too much variation from the data. This is the only information we have for simulations: average and standard deviation. That means we can get the we can do, you can say, we can get the data, or we can do simulate with the help of only two variables. These are basically two statistical measures. One is average, second is standard deviation. I would not explain the standard deviation. I will upload an extra video for standard deviation and average, etc. Now if we see, Excel has a feature called rand. If you see the argument of the rand, this is basically blank argument. If I put enter, it will give you the any value between 0 to 1, means you can simulate from it, or you can change this number formatting from anything. Let's say you want to change it to percentage, etc. I just do it by Control Shift 5. Let's move into the normal. Now means there is a single step rand function. You can get the probability. As I will press F9, the value will be changed accordingly. On the other side, you also can simulate your data. Let's say if you want to get the data between 0 to 1, select the cells, go into the formula bar, apply the formula rand, close back, and then press Control Enter. You can get your data easily, and reduce the decimal up to your desired value. Then simple press F9. As you can see, I press the F9, my data has been updated. On the other side, Excel has other options as well. What is that? Excel has the function of rand between. If you see the argument, it is asking that you have to define the bottom value. Let's say in our scenario is 98, or top value, let's say 100. If I use this function rand between, I will select the, let's say, cells where I want to apply the formula rand between. I will select my minimum value, let's say 98 and 100, control enter. You can see I can get my result easily between 98 to 100. But again, this is not the true essence of the simulation. This is the two major techniques to get the random number, to get the random number generation from Microsoft Excel. We will use another function which is called norm inverse. Rand between. Now we learn norm inverse function. What it will do? In normal inverse function, if you see, there are three arguments. One is probability. Probability means what is the probability you will get the number. For probability, you always know that probability always moves from 0 to 1, so that I can insert a function rand for probability. This is my first argument. Now what is my second argument? Mean function. Mean means what is the average value of the body temperature. Then I will put the standard deviation. Let's say in this case the body temperature is normal. Then press enter. He is asking that may I close the parenthesis. I would say yes. You can see I get the normal distributed value. Having said that, the probability is different with certain average and standard deviation. Now if I plot this data for, let's say, if I plot this data for normal day, it's my own judgment, or it's my own opinion that how much data points I want to get. Let's say if I want to get, you can say 50 data points, etc. Just go into the formula bar, apply the formula, norm inverse, because I would get the data normal with, you can say, normal distribution. What is the probability? I want to change the probability, should be dynamic. I would use the function rand, close parenthesis. Now I move into the second argument, which is mean. I will select my mean value. I will lock this value by press F4. Means I want to lock this cell using absolute reference. Then I would move into the standard deviation. For normal day, we also from the past experience, we can say that for the normal day the standard deviation is 1. Control enter. Yes, you can see my data has been plotted for normal day. Likewise, I can do this for sunny day as well. I will do it the same way. I just select the data points. I will just select the cells, go into the formula, will apply my formula norm inverse, which is basically the formula for getting the data for normal distribution. I will select my probability. Which is the probability? I will use the rand function. Then I will use the mean function. I will lock it by using F4. Then I will select the function standard deviation value. For sunny day it will be 2, but I would give the cell reference so that my answer would be dynamic. Then press Control enter. You can see I get my value accordingly. Let's select all the cells with 1 decimal only. Now at the time of year, again I would use the same function for the same data points. Use normal inverse function. I will select the probability by using rand function. What is my mean value? This is my mean. I will lock it, and standard deviation as well. Now you can see how easily we just collect our data and simulate our data without any efforts, without any, you can say, investments, etc. And now our data have been collected. If you see the roadmap in statistics, our data has been collected and compiled, we can say compiled as well. On the other side, you can say make our database or compiled other, you can say data pre-processed, cleaned according to the requirement, etc. Now if we move into the data analysis or business intelligence to get inference for decision making, let's say we can make because in this scenario the difference is the variation between normal day and sunny day, or at the time of fever. We just want to infer that how the data is varied or how the temperature is varied from normal day to the fever. We can put the we can insert the chart. At this scenario we will put box and whisker chart. We can see from this chart easily that this is basically the descriptive analysis of this data. This is the simulation. This was our decision variables. We, from the past experience, we simulate our data through normal distribution, normal inverse function by using probability, average and standard deviation. Now we can see from the box and whisker easily that at the normal day whiskers are close to each other, data points are centrally aligned, means there is less variation of the body temperature. Body temperature, if we see that, let's say if I label these points, let's see data labels. If we see the points over there, only if you see the blue whisker, the average is 98.3, minimum is 95.5 and 100. That means data is this is the range of the data, and data is centrally aligned because you can say the height of the box is very small as compared to the sunny day. You can see because due to high standard deviation, the length of the box is higher than the normal day, and the whisker is also high, means data is not centrally aligned. And on the other side, data also has, you can say, the variation from 94 to the 101. This is a hypothetical data, but you can derive this data as per your own requirement, because if you get the accurate standard deviation value from the past experience, etc., you can simulate your data more accurately. And let's say at the time of fever, you can say the temperature can reach up to the 102, etc. This is basically the importance of the you can say simulation, data collection. And I hope you like this video. Inshallah, in future I will upload more videos regarding inference, data analytics, etc. Please give your feedback in the comment section so that I may design and remake my course accordingly. Thank you very much, friends.